Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron. Welcome, everyone, to today's meditation practice. Is anybody here for the first time? Welcome, my friend. We have a few announcements before we start. If you haven't already done so, please silence your cell phones and alarms. Please do so at this time and put your phones away so you can be fully present for the talk and meditation. If you must use your phone, please do so outside the meditation hall. We invite you to join us for our weekly Tuesday events with Medicine Buddha practice at 6 p.m. and our public talk at 7 p.m. Next week, for our Tuesday evening talk, Geshe Phende will continue speaking on the 37 practices of a bodhisattva. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., the Drepung Loseling monks conduct evening prayers for His Holiness, the Dalai Lama's long life, and the long life of other teachers. On Thursdays at 4:30 p.m., the Loseling monks conduct the Protector Puja for smooth journeys, success of interviews and medical treatments, new businesses, etc. Deepen your practice with the intermediate series led by Geshe Phende. Starting Saturday, July 25th on Zoom, held once a month through November, this course explores essential Mahayana Buddhist teachings and meditations. This series is designed for those who have already completed our Foundation series. Join us this Sunday and Monday, July 5th and 6th, as we celebrate His Holiness, the Dalai Lama's 91st birthday. Sunday, July 5th, we will have the monks of Drepung Loseling and the mystical arts of Tibet give the annual long life prayers for His Holiness at 10:30 a.m. Afterwards, at noon, we host a community potluck. Please bring a small dish to share. Monday morning, July 6th at 9 a.m., the monks will hold a smoke offering puja outside. As a reminder, please do not park on the grass, along the driveway, or behind the building. If the lot is full, overflow parking can be found via Skyland Drive at the John Lewis Elementary School outside of school operating hours. Only access to school parking via Skyland Drive and walk through to our site. Information on all events can be found in the lobby and on our website at drepung.org. If anyone is interested in volunteer opportunities to get more involved in supporting our center and programs, please see me or our volunteer coordinator, Michael Duffel, who's in the back with the orange shirt on. If you are interested in becoming a member to support our ongoing programs and take advantage of benefits like discounts on courses and retreats, applications are available in the library. You can also register online. There is a donation box near the entrance to this room. Your generous support helps us continue to offer programs and services like this to our Atlanta community and to those around the world through our online platforms. Now, please stand as we invite our resident teacher, Geshe Phende to come in for today's practice.
Okay, now first we're going to recite the mantra of the Heart Sutra. Tayata Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisoha 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 Tayata Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisoha. Now the four immeasurables. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. Hoi sai shi pi ki choi shi ai me ai to tama ri rava li shi ni de ke pa Sanje Shinto Mi Aite Bu Waye Doi Kuye Nama Dai Shin La yidam guru ratna mendala kamniyataya me. So now today the topic is the same, the text, the 37 practices of Bodhisattvas, the practice number 20. So first I'm going to read in Tibetans, so and then after I'm going to read in English. Rangi shedan tao matuna churu tao tuishin pewargyur dichir chamda nyingche makpung ki ranju tuba Geshe lagleyins. Means while the enemy of your own anger is unsubdued, though you conquer external foes, they will only increase. Therefore, with the militia of love and compassion, subdue your own mind. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. So, this text is called 37 practices of bodhisattvas, right? So each of these practices are really, really powerful, are important, and it also very much relevant to our day-to-day life, when we encounter with any fortunate or unfortunate situation. We usually feel certain type of emotions, mainly called negative emotions. And each of these negative emotions, when they arises, and that's the emotions create not only individual pains and sufferings, it also create problem within your families or other people. So that is why each of these 37 practices are really powerful to how to control each of these your destructive emotions, or how to subdue your mental afflictions. So it is kind of the really important, and it's also subduing one's own mind. It's not easy. So you need to understanding the psychologies and philosophies. That is why each of these practice help us to understanding deeper level of psychologies, Buddhist philosophies, and then through that, it also helps to understand how to control or subdue one's own destructive emotions. So that is why I try to go each Tuesday night just only one practice, right? Because of these practice really change your life. If you really apply it, use this practice, apply it to your day-to-day life, this practice will really change your life. That is why I try to go each Tuesday just only one stanza, but not many because of that. So today, the practice number 20, which mainly this stanza is talking about the way of subduing your anger through loving kindness or compassion, right? Or the way of your, what you call the control or overcome one's own anger, right? Through cultivating or meditate on loving kindness and compassion. So here the first line, while the enemy of your own anger is unsubdued. So the while the enemy of your own anger. So here, according to Buddhist psychology, your anger or your attachments or your ignorance are one of the main enemy, your own enemies. The reason why it's called enemy, because your anger, attachment, ignorance, destructive emotions are the causes of suffering. These are the emotions who are destroying your happiness, right? Your, what you call pleasure, joy. And these are each of these destructive emotions creates many mental, emotional sufferings, through that physical sufferings. That is why your true enemy is your own destructive emotions. So when we say this is my enemy, right? Why you call this is my enemy? Because this is the things who create suffering to me, right? Who destroying my happiness, who create suffering. That is how we call enemies. So actually, who destroy your sufferings, who destroy your happiness, and who creates your suffering, it's mainly your own destructive emotions, right? So your own destructive emotions are the main causes of your sufferings. That is why, according to Buddhist psychology, they used to call the enemy, right? It's called the enemies. That's why here, while the enemy of your own anger is unsubdued, though you conquer external force, they will only increase. So what that means when we have problem with somebody else, like for instance, when say, oh, I completely destroy my enemies, right? I am victory from my enemy, or I kill this person, or I get rid of this guy because this guy is creating too much problems. Well, that's how the majority people doing these things. We're fighting as an individual, right? We're fighting to other peoples because of those other people we feel creating problem to me. These are the ones creating suffering to me, suffering to my family. That's why we fight to them, right? So that's general. And then you kick it out, you kill them, I'm the victory ones, right? Individual level, in the society, even the nation, we have a war. So we kill thousands and thousands of people for sake of happiness, right? That's the general, we do these things in individual level, in society, and even in nation level, they do these things. So here they're saying, while the enemy of your anger is unsubduing. So you are not subduing your anger, you are not destroying or overcoming your anger, you fight to the external enemies, and you feel, I'm conquer, I'm victory, right? From this guy, I kick it out, or I kill them, or I chase it out them. That's how we think I'm victory now from these problems. But actually what is it going to do? Though you conquer external force, right? External enemies, they will only increase. So they will only increase means today you fight to one guy, right? You chop them, you kill them, or whatever you've done. You say, oh, it's gone, now I win, I'm victorious. Actually, you kill one person, because of that, you create more enemies, right? His whole family, his whole friends slowly turn into your enemy, right? They dislike to you. So look into yourself. It's somebody destroying your family, right? Somebody who hurts your family. What you feel? You feel dislike to this guy, right? You feel angry to this guy. So you become enemy to this guy. Same, you destroy one person, you think you're victory, but this person have their own friends, their own families. Slowly all of them turn into your enemies. So that's why it is saying, even though you conquer external your enemy, they will only increase. How much you destroy, you actually increasing more enemies, right? For you today you destroy 2 guys, next day it create 10 people become enemies. Each of these guys have their own friends and the families. You destroy 10 people, you kill them, next time 100 people become your enemies. But that's how it is in the psychology perspective. So it's here saying, though you conquer external force, your enemies, they will only increase. It's increasing more, your own enemies. Therefore, with the militia of love and compassion, subdue your own mind. Therefore, in order to only to fight to dare, you need to fight to your anger, your hatreds. So if you subdued your anger, your hatreds, that will help to overcome your enemies, right? So enemy and friends is not only from the outside there, it's also from your mind. For instance, the person maybe 1 year before, one of the best friend, right? You're always traveling together, you're sharing everything together, very close friend. Somehow, after a few months, after a few years, that same guy, your friends, eventually turn into your one of the worst enemy, right? That's possible. And there are many times like these things. Most of your enemies are not just, enemies by themselves. First, you have some kind of good relationship, right? Then slowly, somehow, it turns into your enemy. It turns into your very bad relationships. So that person changed, or who changed that? Few years before, one of the best friend, after a few years, it turned into one of the worst enemy. That person is the same person who eat the same foods, right? Who wear the same dress, everything. Who changed? How this person become your enemy? It's because of your mind. Before, you have sincerely love to this guy or attachment to that person. And as long as you have attachment and love to that person become your friend, very close. Eventually, your attachment and love to this guy change. It changes into what? It changes into anger, hatreds, right? When your attachment turns into anger to that person become your enemy, right? That's how it's turned become your enemy. It's mainly your emotion. It changes it. So therefore, real enemy and friends, we always thinking person in outside, from the object side. But it's not only from the object, it's also very much, mainly from your subject, from your mind, So as long as you have love to that person, doesn't matter that person is how good it is, how bad it is, as long as if you have love to this guy, you always hold him as your friends. When your love turns into anger, hatred toward that person, even that person, how good he is, doesn't matter how good this guy is, when you feel anger and hatred, then that person becomes your enemies. That's how it is, right? So it's created by your anger. But we don't see that way. Because when your mind is changed into anger toward that person, anything he says, he does something wrong, something negative. So every movement, every action, this guy, it's something for you interpret, right? You interpret something negative. Everything's. That's how you see. How you see in negative way, because you are looking this guy through your anger glasses, right? When you look through the anger glasses, everything is negative. That's how you see, right? What you put your glasses. So if you don't change that anger, how much that person try it's not going to work. It's mainly the perception side is the more important. So therefore, our problem is we never ever try or focus to change your perception, your emotion. We always have expectation to change that person, themselves, from the object side. That's how we thinking, that's how we believed. And that's how we try, to put some effort to change from the other side. And that is why it didn't work that much. It's little things change, it come back again. So it's showing real enemy, the problem is started from your emotion, anger, hatreds. So if you're not subduing your anger, hatred, how much you fight in the outside there, you never ever victory. You never ever win from the problem. Enemy is growing more and more. Because as long as anger there, you hate it, hate to this guy, then hate to another person, then hate to another person. Each time when you feel that anger, it's creating more enemies. Right? Therefore it is saying, though you conquer external foes, even your victory from that person, external enemy, but that doesn't mean your victory from your enemies. It said they will only increase. So how much you try, your enemy will increase more and more. Because enemy is there, the anger. Right? You're looking from this anger glass, you make this object's enemy. You look at another object, that object become your enemy. You look another object, that object become enemy. everything's, if you don't change that anger. So without changing or subduing your anger, how much you try only external, fight them and try to win from them, how many times you do it, only the thing is, it's increasing more enemies, right? Because of each of time, when you deal with this person out of anger, you use violent, negative. So even physically, your physical power, you may victory from them. But that doesn't mean the enemy is gone. It's increasing more enemy. Even individual level, in society, even in nation, right? The war, you fight them, you kick it out, you kill them, thousands of people, and you think you're victory. Not at all. These thousands of people behind that, right? 100,000 families and friends make upset, hurt to their mind. They dislike to you. And each of these people increasing. You kill more, you're increasing more your own enemies. That's why it is saying they will only increase more and more. So you have to fight again and again. So your whole life, even your physical power you have, but your really life is always fear. Remain with the fear, somebody will go to. So I have to make sure, I have to build my power, I have to build this, I have to make this, both the fear constantly. So you fight to your enemy. Why? You suffer, right? That's why you do not want suffering. That's why you fight. That's why you kill them. But this killing and fighting to them, it's really reduce your suffering or it's increasing suffering, right? It creates you more fear, more worries, constantly. You beat one guy, next there are 10 people behind there, friends and family. You make enemy. So now you're not only concerned with one guy, now you have to worry about these 10 people. They will slowly attack me, right? You worry. Then you try to get rid of these 10 people. You beat them. Okay, those 10 people behind, 100 people, right? Their family's friend. You hurt them. So now you create, instead of fear to the 10 people, now you have to fear to 100 peoples. That's why it's saying will only increase. So though you conquer external foes, enemies, they will only increase. Increasing what? Increase the enemies. Increase your fear. Increase your worry, right? Mental fear, worry, increase more. That means increase suffering more. Instead of reducing suffering, it's increasing more sufferings. So all of this issue, the problem coming from where? Anger. Here. That anger created. So this anger, if you don't subdue it, if you don't overcome that, and this anger constantly disturbs you. Constantly. Because it arises. Each time they arises, these emotions create problem, right? Whoever beside you angry to this guy, then this emotion will create the problem. Not only to you, to this guy, because of you try to get rid of this guy, way of your action, whatever you do, it increasing more and more problems. So sometimes when the people not happy, even the simple harsh word, right? Even the simple harsh word, they use it. They use that word Do they really help them to get rid of their suffering? Of course not. Now you're using this harsh word, it's increasing more problem now, right? It's increasing more problems. It's getting worse and then worse. Maybe the first problem is not that big problem. Maybe the small problems you can solve quite easier because of that anger where you reacted to deal with this problem. Out of your emotion, the anger, your reaction is you choose wrong method, right? Wrong solution, violent. And what they're going to do, instead of reduce the problem, they increase the problems more and more. For instance, even the simple thing, you just deal with a very communication with the easier way, but you become angry, you try to use the power. That's how the people do, right? Anger looks like it gives you extra power. Extra power what? Extra not smart power. It's the stupid power, actually. Because this anger power is completely blind emotion power. Because this method where they choose, most of time, anger, the method they choose to deal with the problem, this method will not help to solve the problem. It increases the problem. That is why it's not, smart power. The power is really ignorance power. So it looks like it gives you more power. That's why you have no hesitate to use violent behave, right? That's why you use it. And using those behave, increasing more problems now. Now the real problem is small, but your reaction creating much bigger problems. Now to solve this problem is more difficult to do that. Then each time when you're angry, because anger is growing more stronger and stronger, and that because of that, your reaction on that anger is getting worse. You will going to use it. Each time it's increasing more problems now, right? Then you ended up with a very difficult life. Majority people have these issues, this anger issue. Actual problem is if you communicate with them, it's not that much big deal. You can communicate, you can solve the problem. Even you cannot solve the problem, but if you don't feel that much anger, even the problem is still there, the result of that problem is not that much hurts you. But the anger cannot bear this problem. That's why it's increasing. So all of these, wrong method, wrong solution, finally it creates too much problems toward oneself and others because of the anger. That's why it is saying, even you victory from external, that person, I shout them, I use my external power, right? That is the thing that it doesn't mean you really victory from the problems. You're increasing more your enemies. More people become dislike to you. In the nation level, more other people becoming dislike, right? To the individual level, as a country, wherever. So through understanding on these disadvantages of the anger, then here the next saying, therefore with the militia of love and compassion, subdue your own anger. So first, before you apply, love and compassion meditation, first yourself truly understanding of this anger issue you have. This anger is the one how much create problem to you. So through understanding the disadvantages of your anger, then what you need to feel from deep of your heart, you really wish to stop that anger, right? Wish to overcome your anger. Right now, most of the people, we do not have that desire, right? We don't have that desire to change your anger, to subdue your anger. Because why we do not have that wish, desire? Because majority people, we don't understanding the disadvantages of your own anger, how dangerous this emotion. So that's why lack of understanding the disadvantages of anger, we don't have desire to stop this anger. That's why we never ever apply, right, antidote attitude towards your anger. In other words, we never try to stop the anger, right? We never try to stop that. So therefore, this anger is still there constantly. And this anger constantly, what they're going to do? It's destroying you, damaging you, right? As human beings, you work so hard, right, for happiness, create happiness. Happiness, you work hard to bring friends, you work hard to create your own dignities, your own reputation, your own fame, or your own families, relationships, all kind of things. You're doing that for sake of happiness. You use your, what you call knowledge, your talent, your skill for sake of this happiness. But who destroying these things mainly? It's not outside there, right? Not outside. It's with you. Your anger is the one who destroy your relationship, right? Your friendship, your dignities, your values, your relationships, right? Everything's. So who destroying your anger? And it's very simple. They can destroy very fast to create the relationships, friendships, your dignities, your reputation and fame. Take very long time to create this. Years you work, right, to make your relationship, all of this. But this hard work, you put so much effort, but it can destroy within the minutes. 1 minute of anger can destroy these things all, and within the minutes. To make the friendship, right? You put so very hard work to make friendship. Now destroy it just within the minutes, right? Within the minute, your friendship will gone now, completely. So as a relationship, couple relationship, you work very hard to make very close relationship. Spend money, time, all kinds of things to make a relationship. And how destroy? Within the minutes. One very heavy anger, when it arises, they don't think about all this. They don't see these things. Only here is bad. Chop it, destroy it. That kind of mind. Completely make blind you. Don't see all these things, important things. You put your effort to create it. At the moment when the anger comes, you don't see it. It completely blinds you. Then your reaction, where you acted, those actions within the minute, your relationship will gone, completely finished, right? So sometime, maybe not even the 1 minute, but anger constantly remain there. Okay, your relationship, maybe your husband, your wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever there, right, your friend. Something you don't like, you dislike it. Now you have that anger, right? You hold that anger. So you're never trying to change this anger, to change that emotion. You never try that. Your expectation is you need to change. If you don't change it, there's no way to fix the problems. So your expectation is to change you. So that's not going to work. Things not going to work. That anger, slow each time. One time you see, second time, third time, each time you see that emotion's getting stronger, stronger, which means you're nurturing. You put the water on the seed, right? It's growing stronger, stronger. So when they're getting stronger, stronger, now you see more things, bad things, more. So that's how these emotions growing more. Then reaction started now, complaining, accusing, slowly. Now they start the fighting. They're using harsh words. They start those fighting. And each time when you fight to them, you're holding the pain in your mind. And not forgetting. You're holding this pain, you're thinking this over again and again. That's why this anger is what we like a meditating. It's you utilizing, you nurturing. It's becoming stronger. Then finally, completely destroyer, right? Families separated, everything's gone. Of course, there is some problems around there, but it's also very much emotion. Anger is there. So as long as this emotion is there, even the little mistake, that little mistake for you, it becomes huge, big. It's really disturbing you. When you have really strong love to this guy, even quite a big mistake that you see, because of your love, will overwhelm that, overcome. It's not that much bothers you, not that much disturbs you. So who really disturbing you in your mind? Actually, the anger is the one. Then external conditions, small things, right? Everybody has mistake. Everybody, because we're born into samsara, right? You are not in Pure Land, or not from the Buddhist perspective, you are not with the bodhisattvas, right? We're living with the samsaric peoples. So they all have mistake. That's how we're born into samsara. But as soon as you start the emotion, anger arises, it's becoming more sensitive on this negative side. Even small mistake, small negative thing, it's really bothers you, becoming more kind of obvious, these things. So these are all here, the anger. So as long as this emotion is there, then it's danger now. Now it will start. Slowly, slowly, it will destroy completely your families, your friendships, everywhere. In the society level, as a nation level, the first something disagree with small things, and then slowly, slowly you holding that emotion, right? And your communicate is becoming worse, worse, worse. Actually, that anger. Then eventually war, kill it, right? And then it's gone? Of course not. It's coming more and more behind there, never ended. So through understanding on these things, what we need to learn is I really need to subdue my anger in order to live myself peaceful, happy life. How long will remain? 20 years, right? 30 years or 50 years? Then we have to leave, right? Everybody have to leave. So till this few years you remain with the happy, peaceful, in order to live your life with a happy, peaceful life, I really need to subdue my anger. My real enemy, who will destroy my peace? My anger, right? So through that you cultivate wish to really change, stop the anger, wish to get rid of your anger. So when you have that desire, then what is the antidote attitude? What is the medicine to cure your disease of anger? So here the next line saying, therefore, with the militia of love and compassion, subdue your mind. So with your power, right? The militia of love and compassion. Power of your love and compassion can subdue your anger, subdues your mind. So there is no external, kind of the method to cure your anger. Who can cure your anger? Your love and kindness, your compassion, right? Loving kindness and compassion are the medicine who can cure, subdue your anger. So therefore, right, understanding on that, we should always to practice the loving kindness and compassion. At least just practice on love and compassion. Practice, what that means? Practice of love and compassion means utilize your love and compassion. Grow, right? Be familiar, right? Oftenly use your love and compassion when your mind is becoming more closer, more familiar with your love and compassion. It's automatically the anger, hatreds, this emotion will reduce, will change it. So the real medicine for cure your anger and hatred is your love and compassion, right? You have to utilize more love and compassion. So that will help. So therefore, what is the love? What is the compassion? First, love, loving kindness, compassion, is the English word actually, right? Whatever in English, what your general definition of love and compassion. But here in Buddhist perspective, according to the Buddhist psychology perspective, love, compassion, all of these it's part of your mind. It's not talking about physical actions. It's not talking about your reaction, right? Love, put it into the action. Then, different type of the action. But general practice of love, meditate of love and compassion means something about the mind. That's very, very important. Something about the mind. So what kind of mind is that? Love and compassion is, even according to what you call the Abhidharma in one of the texts in Buddhist, the upper Abhidharma, they usually call 51 mental factors which we have, right? 51 different variety aspect of the mental factor. Among there, love and compassion is part of wish. It's part of wish, desire, right? So cultivate love means we need to cultivate that desire. So what you're wishing, what kind of desire we need to cultivate. So love, which means you wish others had happiness. You wish them to be happy. So that wish, that desire called love, loving kindness, which means you wish them to have happiness, right? That wish is not because of they are my children, they are my family, they are my friend. So if that wish comes out of that kind of intention, because they are my children, then it goes more towards attachment, not to the love side, right? It goes more attachment side. That's not good. It's biased mind. So you wish them to be happy because they want to be happy. It's not about they are my friend. It's not about they are my family. Why you wish them? Because they want to be happy, right? It's based on their interests, not my or me. So when you go, that's called unconditional. So when you're feeling the desire, wish them to be happy because they want happy. It's not about me. When you generate that way, it goes more towards loving kindness, right? So attachments, there's one mind called attachments. There's another called love. Very similar, these two minds. According to Buddhist psychology, attachment at the surface looks like it gives you some kind of pleasure, it brings some kind of unity, looks like it brings some kind of relationship, but this is not reliable relationship. It's not brings true relationship. It not brings true friendship. For the long term, this can create many problems. Many problems. So that is why, according to Buddhist psychologists, research these things, this master research, this mind attachment looks like in the front, looks like gives some kind of joy, pleasure, but for the long term, it will hurt you, harms you. It will create anger, other destructive emotion. Therefore, it's called, this is negative emotion. It's destructive emotion. It brings suffering in the future. So they try to reduce, subduing the attachment. But no attach, but cultivate love and kindness. So this love and kindness, when you use it more and more, it brings more joy. It creates more better relationship instead of negative side. So reason is the love or kindness, the loving kindness is the mind which is unconditional. It's not based on self-centered, right? It's not based on self-centered. It's based on altruism, based on others' benefit, right? You cultivate that because of others' happiness. It's not about me. So there's nothing to do with you. Therefore, this emotion will not create you anger, jealousy. Attachment, one side looks like attached to closer, but the other side, it creates anger. When you attach to this person, and the people who hurt them, or people who enemy of this person, you feel anger toward this guy. So if you feel love, sincere love to this guy, even their enemy, you don't feel angry. Because why you feel love? Why you wish them to be happy? Right? Why you wish them to be happy? Because they want to be happy. If you cultivate that, their enemy, same reason. Also their enemy is also they want to be happy. So you can apply very easily. Because you're cultivating love because of he or she wants to be happy. This is the case, his or her enemy, same. Also you wish them to be happy because they also want to be happy and peace. It's same way. So it's much bigger because this is nothing to do with self-centered. Self-centered is narrow-minded, very biased, narrow, bias-minded. Small things when they comes, it easily goes to the negative way. Love, you wish them happy because they want to be happy means entire beings, you wish them to be happy because entire beings wants to be happy, right? It's much easier. So that's why love, cultivating love means you wish every beings to have happiness because they want to live happy. That kind of mind you need to train. Then slowly you see there's a street dog, right? It's going there, walking. So you learn, I really wish this dog should be happy. Why? He's always wants to live happy in peace, right? Then slowly you look, even strangers you do not know, you see them, this guy, as soon as you first understanding, or he or she also wants to live happy, same. So based on their interests, I wish them to be happy, right? So you go to the highway, you see thousands of cars running, right? When I look it into, from my home to here, so the morning when you come, you can see thousands of cars, right? But this time, when I come to here, the road where we come, where I come, it's empty. Other side is thousands of people going back, right? It's coming out from the Atlanta now. So you can see there's thousands of cars driving fast, one after one. So all of them running, evening come back, morning driving back to the work, so busy. Every movement of these things, they deep of their heart, why are they moving so much like that? Because they are searching happiness, right? For sake of happiness, every beings. So whatever they're doing is for sake of happiness, based on their wish. You wish all of them be happy. That's how you need to train. You need to think this again. Eventually, first you're thinking, right? A thinking level. You think. Slowly, that you're becoming more familiar with thinking, it's becoming easier. It's more easier to think that way. Then slowly, you feel from your heart. Not only thinking, you also feel, I really wish all of these people remain happy. Everything they're doing is for happiness, right? Feeling. So feeling comes for a few seconds, then disappear, then comes. As soon as when the feeling arises, you hold it. Not just look something other. Don't jump to other thing. Just hold that. Keep that feeling as much as you can. And after a few seconds, it slowly change. That feeling will disappear. Then again you have to think. You have to work again, think. Then feeling comes. That's how go back and forth. Analytical meditation, stabilization meditation. There are two meditations, right? Contemplate, analytical meditation, stabilization. Contemplating analytical meditation means you're thinking, you applying this reason. After you think, apply eventually you feel, you sense it, I really wish all of them should be happy. When the feeling comes, don't think, don't analyze. Just hold it. That's what I call stabilization meditation or single point of meditation. Don't analyze, just you remain with that feeling. You try to hold it. Try to keep that feeling as long as you can. That's how you have to go. Slowly you do more, that feelings comes easier, longer remain there, right? Then you should spread that bigger, not only those people, right? There are many other peoples, not only human beings, there are many animals around there. So slowly, entire beings, every beings, their fundamental wish is wants to live happy, right? So through that's called meditate love. Longer, when you meditate love, you somehow, your mind to each individual is becoming some kind of seeing the nicer, seeing them as a lovable, right? Likeable. So when you see more people become likable, you have much easier to apply the patience, tolerance. If something going wrong, if something doing something mistake, you can much easier to give forgiveness, to tolerating these things. That's how anger in the chance to your mind is less chance. Even the arises, not longer, it can change quite fast, will disappear, right? That's how practice of love. Then compassion, very similar like a love. Only the difference is compassion still part of desire, it's part of wish, but the compassion is looking or knowing, more aware about others' suffering, right? Then you're generating, wish them to be free from suffering, right? That's turned into the compassion. So when you see the people, when you see them suffer, instantly you feel, I really wish these people will be free from suffering, right? So everybody working very hard, they run morning to the work, evening come back, doing the working, stress, dealing with the people, fear, worry, stress, so much things, right? Every day, constantly. Then the last minute, you have to leave, right? The last thing is you have to leave. Go to the next life with the Buddhist perspective, right? Then your life is just with all those pain and dealing with problem, worry, fear, all kind of things. Then, after finally death, then gone, finished, right? Then when they're gone, you can't take anything with you. You go alone. So whole life to doing something, to creating worry about this or that. When you're dead, you lose everything. Right? Everything you lose. So you have to live a very kind of the painful life when you look from the different perspective. Come, you work to create so much things, fighting, put so much effort, tireless, tireless effort, and creating each of these things, worry, depression. Then finally we bring everything, then you have to leave. You cannot take anything, nothing. So whole this life is this kind of suffering. So that's how you should thinking. I really wish each and all of them be free from these sufferings, right? And when you feeling really arises same, you hold it, that feeling, compassion. So feel more compassion to others. It's at the surface level. At the moment when you feel compassion, you feel little upset. But that upset never put you down. It's deeper level, this compassion builds you inner strength, inner power. Very differences. Out of attachment, you're so attached to your family, you see your family suffer, then you feel sad, right? Broken your heart. That kind of sadness, not only sad, but it's deeper, put you down. Your mind makes very weak. Your mind, mental level, becoming weaker, more down. But the compassion, feeling sadness, surface looks like a sad pain, but the deeper level, it brings you inner strength, inner power. They never put you completely down there. Very differences. You should try. So that's how attachment, feeling sadness and pain, compassion, sadness or the pain is huge differences. Huge differences. Compassion, feeling of pain, it helps you feel more humble. And the deeper level, that brings you some kind of inner strength, inner power. And also it gives you what you call brings you some kind of hope, not a hopeless feeling. Hope. It's very differences. So anyway, through this meditation, when you generating compassion and love, when you look to the other people, when you see suffering, you wish them to be free from suffering, compassion, right? Even you don't see the suffering, but you can see them not fully happy, lack of happiness. When you see the others' lack of happiness, you wish them to be happy. Meditate love, right? So that's how anything, you can go this way, love, you can go that way, compassion. When you cultivate love, automatically helps to grow your compassion to that person. When you cultivate compassion to this guy, same time it helps to cultivate your love to that person. So love and compassion is a very friendly mind. These two are friendly mind. So the individually, so when you should do compassion and love, it's depend on your mood and all kind of things. But in general, if you today you feel like little bit, your mind is a little bit down, right? Not enough energy. Then meditate love, brings your mind, pops up, more exciting side, brings up. Sometimes your mind is too much exciting, too much high level, right, goes that way, exciting. Then put it down a little bit, go down, meditate compassion. Compassion helps to bring it down a little bit, right, for the individual mental level. We always try to keep our mind middle, balance, not too down, not too high. Balance there is much better, makes your life more balanced, more stable. So love and compassion can work, in this way. So anyway, our goal is this love and compassion. No doubt, it's really change your anger and hatreds. That's real. So as long as when you remain with the longer with the love and compassion, not only yourself really peaceful, happy life, you behave, where have you thinking, where have you seeing the situation all more into the positive. That's why your families and friends who lives with you, when they have struggle, because of you're seeing the situation is a very different way, positive way, it helps them to look from positive perspective. So not that much fear, not that much worry. So your influence to the society, to your family, to the close friends really change. This is the mark here, right? You can look from a different perspective. This perspective, positive side, negative side, same mark, seeing different way because of your mind, which way you look. So when the people go down something, when your mind's getting more down, it goes more into negative side. That's why most of the time the situation they see, more negative side they're seeing. And that bothers them. And that creates too much fear, worries. So when you have practice of love and compassion, your energy towards them really change. Even situation is same. But the people who lives with you, much better, much happier. Where have you seen, where have you interpret in the situation, with your explanation, where you handle those situations, very different way, positive way. That's how all these your families and friends who live with you can receive tremendous benefit. That's why these love and compassion practice are very, very important for the just ordinary people. As a bodhisattva, one of our enemy to destroy our bodhicitta is the anger, hatreds. So that's why love and compassion is our daily, practice, because that's the one of the best antidote attitude to suppress your anger and hatreds. That's why as long as compassion, love there, your bodhicitta remains stronger, remains strong there. So it's protect your bodhicitta. It helps to grow your bodhicitta. Therefore, this is the practice of bodhisattva. That's why the bodhisattvas every time, right, they always try to remain with the love and compassion. Okay, so this is today's topic. So now the next here, the conclusion, like a Mane mantra, right? So this is the mantra of compassion, right? Om Mane Padme Hum, 6-syllable mantra. Om, it's actually there are 3 syllables. Recite together, A, U, Ma. 3 syllables, when they make one sound, is called Om. Om. Symbolism, these 3 syllables is symbolism of body, speech, and mind. Right? So, whose body, speech, and mind? Your body, speech, and mind, right? And Buddha of compassion, their body, speech, and mind. That's Om symbolized. Mani is what you call the precious jewels. Money, symbolize the precious jewel, which is symbolized the compassion, bodhicitta, right? Padma is lotus, means the lotus. And this time, lotus symbolize what? Wisdom. Wisdom who understanding what is the true, what is the reality. So money, the money is the method. It's like a heart, compassion, love, bodhicitta. Padma is like a brain, wisdom, the knowledge, right? Who are understanding the ultimate reality. Whom means inseparably, or bless me, or transformed it. So there are many different meanings. So mainly through bodhicitta, love and compassion, and assistance of the wisdom, right? Transform my ordinary body, speech, and mind into enlightened body, speech, and minds. That's the meaning, short meaning of this mantra. So therefore, during the reciting this mantra, how should transform is through meditate on love, compassion, and the wisdom, right? So when we recite this mantra, you should try to feel entire beings. Entire beings doesn't mean you have to know each of them, right? Entire beings means every being who wants to live happy, who do not want suffering. Doesn't matter who lives in the ocean, who fly on the sky, or who just working on the ground, doesn't matter. Entire beings, I wish all of them free from suffering because they do not want suffering. I wish them to have happiness because they like the happiness. They want happiness. Therefore, I wish them to have happiness. Right? That's called love and compassion. So when we recite this mantra, we all try to meditate love and compassion to all beings. Om mani padme hum, 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 Om mani padme hum. And thus, honorable, compassionate gurus, we seek your blessings that all karmic debts, obstacles, and sufferings of mother beings may be without exception ripen upon us right now, and that we may give our happiness and virtues to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. And thus, honorable, compassionate gurus, we seek your blessings that all karmic debts, obstacles, and sufferings of mother beings may be without exception ripen upon us right now, and that we may give our happiness and virtues to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. Oi te ai nai chi ai tu, lai mai tu che, che ai mai tu, doi ve ti ti, doi nge ma lui ta ta Dalai Mimpa Thaya Daji De Geshe Lai Taya Wayi Doi Kuyoyin De Ayatan De Ayamba Chinki Loi Doi Kuyoyin De Ta De Ayamba Chinki Chanjo Simjo Rinpoche, Maki Panam Kikuchi, Keva Nyamba Meba Yang, Kone Kondo Pewa Sho. May the precious and sublime Bodhicitta not yet born be born, and that which has been born not decline, but increase forever. Okay, thank you.